as IT turned the corner, well, HCLTech certainly has delivered a revenue and EBIT performance in line. Yes, the profit after tax number was higher due to one-offs as well, but the other interesting part is, and not surprising, of course, that they have maintained the FY25 constant currency revenue growth guidance and EBIT margin guidance as well. CVK joins in, as usual, to talk about what he thinks is in store for the next 9 odd months. The street, CVK, firstly, thank you for joining in, of course. And the street seems to be now penciling in that the worst of maybe the demand outlook as well as deal win probabilities and margin numbers are behind the sector. I would love to understand how you thought of the quarter gone by, because it's slightly above estimates, and what you think about the next few quarters.
Yeah, Neeraj, the quarter, as I mentioned, has planned out exactly the way we expected, maybe slightly better than what we had expected. And from a broader demand environment perspective, I do not see that the environment has changed in any meaningful way. When we planned for the year, we assumed that discretionary spend would be similar to what it was in the previous financial year. And that is the situation that we are assuming now as well. We did not see any improvement in the environment during the last 3 months. So it is a status quo, I would say. And for us, we continue to focus on some of the key differentiating aspects in our business, like leading in with engineering as a differentiation and looking at solutions which are more driven by GenAI kind of capabilities. All of that are helping us to continue to be relevant to our customers, which is the most important element to continue growing the business.
Is that the reason why the deal wins, while lower quarter on quarter, but last quarter was just such a high base that you did what you've done in quarter this as well is a solid number. Is that helping in the deal wins as well? And is that the nature of the deal wins?
Yeah, I mean, if you see the TCV that we clocked in, 1.96, roughly $2 billion, that's significantly higher than what we did in Q1 of the last year, but a little lower than what we did in the Q4 of last year. I think this is the range in which we've been clocking in the deal wins, $2 billion. Ideally, we would like it to be a little higher, but at this point, a couple of deals that we expected to sign in Q1 got delayed. They got deferred to Q2. So from that perspective, we are quite comfortable with the deal win momentum that we have. And it has got a mix of small deals, large deals which have GenAI infused, small deals which are purely GenAI POCs and things like that. They're all part of the overall wins.
I'm curious to ask CVK, everybody's now talking about the Gen AI deal pipeline, started with your peer Accenture on June 20th. I mean, are you giving out a formal number out there? TCS yesterday, Krithivasan also had to say some numbers there. Just trying to understand how is a large IT vendor like you recognizing Gen AI deals, the quantum thereof, and the guidance towards that.
Yeah, at this point, we are not intending to call out any specific numbers because, first of all, it is now, there are too many nuances to really classify a revenue stream or a pipeline as Gen AI because a lot of deals are combined opportunities. So at this point, we don't intend to call out anything.
Okay. The other quick aspect about this deal wins as well, because I was looking at out of the 4 notes that I read, a couple of them may be wrongly inferred that the company's view on demand is improving, because I just heard you say that in the last quarter, you haven't seen any kind of change there. So is this, just trying to understand, NA is such a large geography, a lot of CEOs and a lot of consultants are saying that until the elections are out of the way, there might be difficult to give very definitive clarity about what will happen in that geography. How are you thinking about it, CVK?
I mean, my position has been the same. I think the demand environment is similar to what it was in the last quarter. I don't say that it is improved. And we'll have to wait and watch, Neeraj, as to how this will evolve.
Is it an election-led thing, not about who's winning, but that the election uncertainty is out of the way in the NA region? Is it an
I
election?
don't think so. I don't think it's related to elections, but I think it's just the broader economic indicators and confidence within the corporates to spend on new initiatives, which is possibly holding back.
Okay. One quick word also on ER&D, and just love to understand, because you've got this strong leg up out there, right, with the presence that you have in that space. This quarter showed a bit of a downtick. Is it seasonal in nature? Can it reverse? Some clarity there?
Yeah, I mean, I did call out we had weakness in automotive and the medtech segment during the last quarter. We think it will recover in the coming quarter. In fact, we saw the overall tech and services vertical grow significantly in the last quarter, and we expect that momentum to continue.
Got it. Just one quick thing, CVK, a lot of focus by analysts around the change in the book-to-bill ratio, resulting in a material difference in what large IT companies could deliver in terms of revenue growth. TCS was referring to the same thing yesterday when they spoke to us as well. Just trying to understand, if the deal win momentum materially changes, would it materially impact what you do in the quarter, even if you're guiding to 3 to 5 right now? In the quarter, in the year, sorry.
See, I mean, first of all, we call out only net new wins. We do not call out renewals and rate cards and all that. So everybody's metric is different. So for us, it's a new deal wins, and this new deal wins has a very high correlation to the revenue that we deliver every quarter. Usually, the deal wins happen in let's say in this quarter. For it to reflect in revenues, it might take anywhere between 3 to 6 months, sometimes even 9 months. So that will be dependent on the nature of the deal. So based on that, the revenue conversions will happen, Neeraj.
So, CVK, last question. Is it safe to assume that based on what you've said thus far, that the demand environment hitherto hasn't changed? If there is an uptick, because the street now seems to be believing that the worst is behind, if indeed the worst is behind, it will logically show only maybe in the second half, because you haven't seen too much of a change thus far, at least.
That's right. If at all there is some change, it would probably be visible in the second half, not in the first half.
Are you wearing that veneer of classic CVK, which is under promise and over deliver, instead of trying to be a lot more open / showing the bravado confidence?
No, I think I am being realistic. I would say 3 to 5% growth we've committed, and we expect to come within the guided range, Neeraj.
Okay, well, but solid deal wins yet again, CVK. As you said, the high base of the last quarter, this is still an impressive number. Thank you so much for speaking to us and such a candid conversation. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, Neeraj. Appreciate it.
And viewers, thanks for tuning in.